Whatever, we're rolling, it's good.
Hey everyone, so we just cleared out our broken car that's been sitting in our garage for a few weeks now, which means we have time and space now, mainly space, for projects to work on.
We're gonna make a kitchen table with a refinished wood door.
Yeah, we're at this little antique shop, but antique shop is like...
It's like an antique shop in an antique building.
Where they sell broken things. And this was a broken door that they sold us. We'll see if it works out because it's kind of gnarly. So let's show you the wood.
So one of the things that we really, really love about this is that it is far from perfectly looking, perfectly finished. You have knot holes in it. I love this hook here, and there's another one that's like bigger than a $50 sized hole. Another thing that we really like is the different colors. Yeah, buddy? Each piece of wood has aged in its own way. One thing that'll be nice, this is our first project doing anything with refinished wood. There's minimal random nails sticking out places. So we're hoping that'll be for our advantage, that it will make it a lot easier. We'll be able to remove, this was the handle of the door. And so it should be pretty easy as far as a refinish, a fix-up goes.
So what responsibilities am I taking?
So Jansen's responsibilities are to sand the wood, even it out, rework the structure, attach the legs, finish it how it needs to be finished, and then I'll okay it.
Yep.
He loves going out into the road.
The first thing that I needed to do was to remove the old 2x4s that were held in by nails, and then to remove the nails that were holding those 2x4s to the door planks. And then to replace the old 2x4s with new 2x4s and replace the nails with screws. I sanded down the area underneath each 2x4 to make sure that I wouldn't have any obstruction. And then I stepped on the boards as I bolted the old boards into the new 2x4s to make sure everything would lay flat. I used pilot holes so I could use screws and make sure everything was a lot more snug than when you would just use nails. There's a lot of work that you didn't see, but I ended up taking off each plank individually and sanding it down. I used 80 grit sandpaper and sanded all 4 sides and then replaced them and screwed them back into the 2x4s. I then sanded each individual 2x4s and vacuumed up the sawdust. And then using diluted paint, I whitewashed the entire underside of the table with a rag. After letting the wet paint dry, I went back through and applied a base coat of lacquer, very thin and just brushed really quickly. After letting the lacquer dry, I applied a second coat of lacquer after about 2 hours. I layered the second layer on nice and thick to make sure that I had a huge protective coat over the 2x4s and the board planks on the underside. After letting the second coat of lacquer dry, I bolted in the hairpin legs that I got off Amazon for $45. I then flipped the table over and vacuumed up all of the sawdust. I then whitewashed the top of the table using the scraping technique, and then whitewashed the sides of the table using the diluted paint technique. I then applied a coat of lacquer to the very top. I didn't apply a second coat of lacquer because I thought that the protective coat that the paint and the lacquer combination gave it was sufficient.
So your job was to approve it. What do you think?
I really like it. I think it turned out really cool. The whitewashing brought out a bunch of character that we didn't realize that it was even there in the door to begin with. I love the way we've got the repurposed door as the tabletop, whitewashed, and then a modern hairpin leg. I love the combination of those two styles, and I'm excited to bring this into our house now, as well as into the home that we're going to be moving into in a few months. So when Renzo hears airplanes, he goes,